Hello, 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 and welcome to yet another TRC podcast. I'm your host, Dane Hennon, and to my right, with a box in front of him, Levi Gates.
Oh, thanks, Dane.
Yes, it is snowing here in Boise. What's up with that? And then
What's
to
up
my
with
left, Anthony Fisher.
Hey, thanks, Dane. Kind of a weird way to plug that. Basically, you told people it was snowing before jumping over into me.
Yeah, I wanted to have like a natural break.
Are you saying that I brought in the storm, is what you're trying to say?
No, actually, I feel like it adds more punchiness. It adds more weight to your announcement.
No, but it is
together.
crazy snow.
Yeah, no.
It's the most insane snow I've seen in a long time. Paired with wind. I drove down 23rd Street this morning.
Yeah.
Tree falling in the middle of the road.
There were down trees up on the road.
Couldn't believe it.
Thing is with the weather being so horrible here, it's snowing in May, guys. I mean, why are people moving to Boise,
I don't know why
right?
anybody would move to Boise.
Why would you want to move to Idaho?
Yeah,
I mean, this is what we're typically
Yeah.
used to. I mean, around this time
Snows
of year.
every May.
And so while you could have been in California wearing shorts, t-shirts, enjoying May weather and all the flowers and all of the nice air quality that they have down there, instead you'd rather be up here in the snow. But hey, that's your choice, man. You know,
do it.
Whatever you want to do, right? You might want to move back. Arizona's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah. Or
right?
Texas.
I
Right?
should call it Floyd because you don't want to get hit by this May weather.
Nevada.
Oh!
Yeah.
Nevada, right?
Nevada.
Plenty of room in
Okay.
Nevada. I mean, there's literally an entire state because let's face it.
They might not have water, but
Reno is barely a town, and not a
Winnemucca.
not a place you would want to live
great
in.
place.
Winnemucca, I do not count that as a town.
Reno
I count
911
that
is a documentary.
What about
count
Ely?
that as a rest
Ely's
stop.
a good time, too.
Nope.
Ely's
McDermott.
Ely's a great. McDermott. All those places.
Oh man.
So we are way off on a
Such a
tangent,
place.
guys. What's this box in front of you?
Dane, this is from our friends at brooksrunning.com. Check them out.
Okay.
Go pick up a set today.
Yeah.
These are this is my order. Placed
Really?
it.
Really?
And needed some shoes for our trip.
Yeah.
Wanted to, I'm going to be rocking the Adrenaline GTSs.
Okay.
Can't really see, but that's what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
I know we've been talking about shoes and what we're going to be wearing.
Shoe
So I wanted
solution
to-
packages.
Yeah. So first off, got me some socks.
Wow.
So
Okay.
Brooks socks, really high quality.
are
great.
What do you like about those more than other socks, Levi?
Well, they've got a little squish to them and shock absorption,
Okay.
as well
They're
as
a
no
little squishy.
smell. No smell. That's a big one.
Really?
I mean, They're usually socks don't smell until after you've worn them.
No, that's why you wear them, and then they don't smell.
Okay.
Because they absorb that. They've got a lot of great
It says
action.
Fun happy.
Run happy. That's what that says.
I prefer his
They
bad
forgot to stitch there.
lost in translation.
So I got these ones, which are the Glycerin Ultimate Cushion, and then these, which are Ultimate Cushions as well. Really excited. I think they're sending me another pair of socks because I'm missing one more pair
cool.
out of that. But got me some new Ghost 14s.
Did you?
So in
Take a look
this
at these. Wow, look at those.
colorway.
Oh, sharp.
Pass one of
See
those
that.
down here.
Well,
so
let me put it right here in front of my face. There we go.
Sharp.
check that out. So that is pretty sharp. I mean, and the Ghost 14s, the reason why you like these, Levi, they give you more traction off the line, right? The whole shot a little bit quicker.
A little bit quicker. I'm excited about that colorway. Really like the way it looks.
Yeah.
Excited. I haven't had a set of Ghost 14s yet.
Wow.
those
It
are
feels like quality. So
I'm excited about them.
What you would expect from our friends over at Brooks.
Right. What I like is they've integrated the TRC blue as well as up here. So nice little
accident.
colorway with a little bright pop color. They'll match these glycerins really well.
Yeah.
That's the nice thing. They'll look
Or
good in the
Seahawks
closet.
uniform.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
Very cool. Well,
I'm excited about that. So
that's-
thank you to our friends at Brooks. I'm going to put that up there so everyone can get a good look at that.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
that's
you guys
great.
get yourself some socks as well.
So getting back to some housekeeping.
Yeah,
right?
so
'Cause I think
housekeeping,
we need to-
Anthony,
we
what
need
do we
to
got?
probably cover that. So this week at TRC, we're going to be going off-site for some shoots. We're gonna
Yeah,
be going,
I'm not, and neither are you.
Neither am I.
Or Dane. None of us,
oh.
actually. The three of us are here.
true.
Oh, you're off.
Yeah, taking
You're
the
taking
next
the day
2
off.
days off to go be a dad and go. I'm actually just watching Lucy at home, so I'll be at home.
Yeah.
You know.
So I'm
But-
thinking maybe Dane and I,
Yeah.
thanks to our friends at Oxbeam, maybe Wednesday we shoot a little video where we install it, Dane and I together, install the new light bar on the Suburban.
Yeah, you could do that, I guess.
cool.
Yeah.
But back to
Together.
work-related
Dane
things.
and Levi's
right,
Hot
right.
Shop Talk.
We are going off-site for some shoot stuff. We are working on getting a lot of off-road video stuff done, getting more content out on the off-road line. I mean, a lot of people are itching just to get out there, go do some mudding, right? Glenn has already been leading the pack here. She's already gone out mudding with her Jeep.
She's been
she
practicing.
went out with Gabe, and it's been pretty cool. So the idea is that we want to get some pretty filthy vehicles in here just to kind of show the capabilities of the off-road line, right? Show that mud-busting torque is what I call that.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Something. But besides that, though, we have that going on. Now, we're in the month of May, so we just had a Mother's Day. We didn't have a Mother's Day sale, but if you were subscribed to the newsletter, you'd know that we had a Cinco de Mayo sale, right?
Yep.
And we had
the
some Mother's Day items.
Cinco de Mayo sale was great because we had some $5 door busters, right, to get you started, right? And
$5 make you holler.
seemed like a lot of people liked it. I mean, everything from chenille mitts. I
You're going out there.
believe
That's
that
good.
there was what else do we have inside that? We had chenille mitts. We had other.
There was a good variety.
My mind's bringing a blank right
We
now.
had a
Why
lot
can't
of
I
good
think of
stuff.
anything?
No, but we had a lot of good
We had
stuff.
a lot of good stuff.
So chenille
And-
mitts, there was applicator packs, there was makeup removal towels, there
Yeah.
was a bunch of stuff. All
Yeah.
$5.
It wasn't
great,
just one
great
particular
options.
category of things.
Yeah, it was a lot
good
of stuff. So really cool. You could have jumped in, got some stuff for your mom, maybe your wife, maybe your mother-in-law,
If you're smart,
all
that's
that
what
kind
you
of
did.
stuff. So
Now, we were expecting, I know we've already talked about the delay, we were expecting that the Stjarna Gloss order was going to be in this week. And unfortunately, we got hit with that other delay. And so now we're looking into probably around the 20th of May. I know everybody's really itching to be able to get their hands on some 500 milliliter sizes and some 5-liter sizes of product. They want to use them, Levi.
yeah.
They
Well,
wanna
I
get
know a lot
after
of
it.
people are wondering what's taking so long, what's happening, what's
Yeah.
going on. Well, as you guys know, Jack posted that picture of the 16 pallets coming to the rag company. What happens? Major storm hits the UK, delays the loading of the truck and trailer, gets to the port delays on getting them into its very own container. So to expedite, we mixed up the order into various containers, all going on the same boat, all going to the same spot. But we did where there was room, put stuff in. So now that it's arrived, it's a matter of going through all those crates or those containers, pulling out those pallets and setting them all on their own. And that's been our biggest delay.
I don't
just
envy
getting
that
everything
job.
accounted for before it ships.
Yeah.
So we are sorry, guys, but this is the fastest, easiest way with the current situation and the way the world is today.
I know everybody gets mad when they hear supply chain, but the reality is this is the kind
Drives
of
us crazy too.
irritating stuff that happens. So
We
feel
are
you.
working on it.
Yeah.
We are trying to get
But
it
like
done.
Anthony said, like the good news is it's here, so we don't have to use the jet skis. But there is potential. We may have to take
the Civics,
a couple trucks.
No.
A couple trucks.
Okay.
Okay.
And we may have to go steal them,
Like
yank
one of
them
the,
off the back.
big industrial tow hitches, right? That
Yep.
kind
I
of
prefer
over.
forcibly liberate.
Yeah. So if we still had that booty, we'd have no problem with it.
Well,
I could
now-
literally tow the entire
but
container
now
with that truck.
it's going to be up to Ragnarok and the Ram 1500.
yeah.
And we're going to have Dane hanging out the back of the Ram 1500, getting ready to launch that
latch.
throw that latch down. And then we got Sebastian. He said he's going to wear the not dry skin, the nitrogen gun.
Yeah.
Because he's going to have to run across the top of the trucks
And
to
blast the hitch.
blast the hitch so that we can yank it off.
He also is bringing an iguana with him.
What I thought was kind of a strange thing.
Yeah.
but
I think that's
he
a
said
character choice.
Part of
Yeah.
as part of his
Just sits on his
mystique.
shoulders the whole time.
Yeah, I agree. with
So, but I'm excited because there's nothing more fun than doing a J-turn in the Suburban, putting it in reverse, backing it up, hooking up to a big, huge tanker,
that. Well, you're going
truck
about
trailer.
100 in reverse. which
Yeah,
is
I've done that,
impressive.
which is pretty cool.
So I'm waiting
and
for the
then,
part-
as soon as that I get the go word, I mean, I'm back in drive
Yeah.
and just flooring it, letting that 8.1 eat.
Yeah.
When do
Just
I
let
get to
it eat.
take the Jag and pull a safe behind it? Is that going to happen? Is that something we
Dean,
can
we're going to do that
integrate
in
into
the
this
future,
plan?
in future
Yeah.
episodes.
That's gonna be a different kind of heist. For
Maybe
us,
take
so.
out like the entire front half of like a glass section of a bank when it goes
Yeah.
tumbling
Yeah.
through,
It's
courtyard
definitely doable.
kind
Yeah.
of thing. Okay.
But right now, it's about
Liability-wise
getting products into people's hands.
Right.
That's
yeah.
what we're going to be doing.
Property destruction is low on the list of priorities. Gotcha.
Yeah. But other than that, though, so we have that going on. And then this last week, we had a great shoot with a Ram TRX, right? Which was just a slight upgrade over my
It wasn't much
5.2
different,
Basically
honestly.
the
Dodge
same
Ram
thing.
1500.
Basically the same truck.
Like, I basically looked at it. I said, you know what? It's pretty nice. It's got a couple more upgrades. It's the next, trim level up.
There's
Had
nothing
some little
between
leather
them.
wrapped grab
Yeah, like
bars.
the
That's really
leather
about
wrap,
it.
a couple Alcantara bits in it. The screen was slightly larger than mine. I mean,
By about 8 inches.
like roughly 16 inches, but longer
yeah.
than mine. But, hey, what can you do, right? So I looked at it and I said, is this, truck, right? This $100,000 truck, is it $99,000? Well, technically, is it worth $100,000 more than what I paid for my truck?
Right.
Which
Yeah,
was
it's true.
free.
Yeah.
Right. I got a free truck. So
Free 99.
it's kind of hard to justify it after looking at it for just a slight trim level upgrade. So I'm going to go ahead and pass on the TRX for right now.
Here's what I'm thinking.
I'd like to revisit it
It's a
down the
mature
road.
decision.
An idea I have. How about we start looking on Copart?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Find a wreck TRX.
I don't
And then
think
just
there's a lot
swap
of
all the
those.
parts into
And
his
there's a
Ram.
lot of guys that are just breaking them. They're just smashing them up.
Yeah.
Just hurting them. We take the shocks off, put them on the Ram 1500. We pull just the supercharger. We don't take the motor. We just take the supercharger off, put it on the 5.2 Magnum,
Yeah. That'd be
and then
pretty
maybe
nice.
the screen.
Yeah.
We put that in. I don't know how, but we can make it work.
Duct tape will probably get the
Something.
job
Just
done.
hold it in there, and then you have your own one.
Yeah. I
And
agree.
it, all
plug and
it
play.
took us
TRX.
was a Saturday at the junkyard.
Yeah.
Grab a couple parts.
$45,000 total TRX. It only costs about $45,000.
Yeah. How much did you use? Only about 3 pieces. Really?
So we did do a detail on that, and it was coated with Legend. You'll be, looking out for that here coming down the road. I mean, it was polished, it was cleaned. I mean, it was a new car or a new truck, but it still did require some stuff
Had some
to
heavy
kinda,
scratching in spots.
kind of get it
Kinda
back
unusual
to
scratches.
perfect. But it was pretty cool. So that'll be a video you guys can look out for. And then we also shot a couple reels last week as well, and so we're gonna try to get those pumped out. I think today we'll be posting one of the ones of Bryant doing another order pick.
Yeah.
Right? People like those. those. I think they're fun. I wish more people watched them. I mean, like, they're getting like 10,000 views on a reel, which is not bad.
You
but
post them on TikTok?
I know. I'm looking on TikTok going, where are the rest of these? I see them on the reels. I'm not seeing them on TikTok. Is Jimmy not posting?
Why are we not posting them on TikTok?
Jimmy's in charge of that. That's why we need to hire a dedicated TikTok person.
Jimmy,
right?
get that done. Put them on TikTok.
Yeah. I feel like these guys are...
I think they do better
when it comes down to it, they're extra paranoid about how they put stuff on TikTok, though. Like, you take some precautions. You're like, oh, I got to restart my phone, and I got to delete the app, and then reinstall the app, and then I enter. It's like, oh, my God.
Sometimes, if you already have a pretty big following, I understand. But, I mean, really, we have nothing to lose. Paranoid. We have nothing to lose as the rag company.
Yeah,
I mean,
need to be posting
on TikTok,
on TikTok, there's nothing to lose. Let's just send
I've got a
everything
TikTok
we can.
account. We can just put them on mine.
All I'm saying is, if you're watching this and you're like, I didn't know the rag company had a TikTok, go check it out if you got one. And we'll post some fun, interesting stuff on there that you probably won't find over on the YouTube channel.
Couldn't agree more, Dane. So other than that, though, we had a good week last week. This week, again, we're kind of looking forward to just getting some more content shot. Again, I'll be out on Tuesday and Wednesday, but we are getting something pretty cool in tomorrow. Levi's going to be going and stopping and getting some sage, a few candles, maybe a Ouija board or two.
I was going to say, are we performing like
what are we getting in tomorrow, Levi?
We got a hearse coming in tomorrow.
Oh,
gotcha.
okay.
A hearse.
Nice.
Yep. So, friend of mine, one of my old customers.
Yeah.
Big fan of the Master of Shine. He passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, not so
And him and his daughter were two of probably my biggest word of mouth customers, period.
Wow.
They seem to know everybody in town. And they would call and
I could see why.
I'd get cars scheduled, but it literally, and it would happen that way. They would literally say, they'd have a couple come in that be dealing with the death of a loved one, and they would see my services there.
Every car I've done this week has been from an estate
sale. You gave them
sale.
business cards to put in their funeral home.
Right, and people would get their cars
That
cleaned.
is sickening.
Because they'd have people coming into town, and they got to give everybody a ride, and maybe they've got a Suburban
or they have a
family
car that needs to be cleaned.
Yeah, just
after
saying,
the person
they
has
never did
passed.
any of
They have
those.
other
Never did any of those.
priorities, and a clean car is just something nice that they didn't have to think about.
Right.
And now it's done.
Or sometimes they would pay to have these people's cars cleaned for them.
You're
Very
telling
nice
me,
service.
if a person passed away, not in their car,
Right.
but they had a car that maybe the family members wanted to sell, you're telling me that you've never detailed one of those kind of cars.
No, I detailed those all the time.
I know. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So
Not
it's
ones
like
where they died in, but I'm just saying, they would do that.
go to the funeral home and they go, oh, yeah, my dad's got this 67 Chevy. He passed away, obviously.
Bring it by.
But it's like a car that's intrinsically linked to their identity. Like, people look at it and they go, oh, that's that guy's car. I always remember that guy had that car.
But I would do that.
They
So,
think about
point
that
is,
person.
these guys gave me a ton of business.
Yeah.
Her and her dad. They just knew everybody in town. And one thing that her dad really loved was I was on retainer, basically. Mm-hmm. Early maintenance plans, basically. He would bring the cars, the limos, the hearses, all that stuff from his funeral home. He'd bring them to me once a month, get them all detailed, looking sharp, everything. He loved it because all his Summers funeral homes, is the name of the company, were always looking tip-top.
Pristine.
Because previous to me taking care of him, he had a kid washing all of them with Dawn dishwashing detergent out the driveway.
Yeah.
Every day.
I mean, let's be honest. It is an image business.
Right.
It is an image
You
business.
need to
because,
present well because you're representing somebody who can no longer represent
and
themselves.
what was life like before hearses, right? Chariots, right?
Right.
You used to be able to take the our past, the dead.
You're right.
And
well, the
used to-
hearses were just carriages pulled by horses.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
glass
I'm saying it
sides,
started
Dane,
with
things like that.
with carriages. It started with things like that.
He said
right?
chariots, though. That's
I know there's absolutely been death chariots. Have you not ever seen Gladiator?
I'm familiar with
death
death chariots. I'm
chariots,
just
yeah. They
saying,
just threw
you
them
were
in.
thinking of carriages,
Yeah.
definitely thinking of carriages when you said chariots.
I was thinking of chariots, right?
Oh, okay.
Carriages, I said much before hearses, right? I'd say it probably started with like a chariot.
Because a chariot's a single axle, yeah.
Yeah, it's dope, right? But
Whereas a carriage
I
is
think
more car-like.
that before that, it was probably just planks of wood, drag them.
Or a bunch of
Yeah.
guys holding them on their
So-
shoulders, all dancing,
Yeah,
as
that's
they're
pretty cool,
walking,
too.
and-
Hopefully
okay.
there's something back there. But
Midsommar, right?
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of wood.
yeah, you got to line
Well,
it up.
that's
so,
just wood and a lot of air.
the good news is, so he passed away recently, and it was super bummer because he passed away young. I think he was 58. So,
Oh, gosh.
or 68. Anyway, same age as my dad, so 68. So, super bummer. Like I said, he retired about 6 years ago, and it was just sad.
They probably weren't expecting it.
So I reached out to her and sent my condolences and said, hey, and this is a gal I went to high school with, and just sent her my condolences and said, sorry, if you need anything, let me know. And the next day I was driving to work and I had a little premonition. And I said, and I reached out and I just said, hey, if you want, I'd be more than happy to clean up the hearse for your dad.
Sure.
One last time. And she was like, oh my gosh, he would love that. That would have been a big, because it was hard on him when I stopped doing the cars and came here to the rag company. And because I was doing all his cars, his RVs, I was doing everything for him. So when I quit to come here, he was like, now who do I bring it to? So they went to Matt for a while.
Yeah.
They followed Matt over to Lupo, and they still did, but they didn't do it nearly the level, nearly the amount of times I did it. So I just reached out. She said, well, it's a different funeral home, not our funeral home that's doing it. One of my dad's best friends, who they did mortuary school together, his funeral home wants to do the funeral for him. So I thought, that's very cool. Didn't know that.
I was wondering, it's like, okay, so they became friends before or after they got in the funeral business? Because that would be
long
telling,
before,
depending.
because they have children together. They have lots of kids that do this. Anyway, so the point is, she said, my dad's best friend's funeral home is doing it. They're going to be it. So let me reach out to them and see if that's cool, okay. Though. So then that guy called me and said, hey, I'm running it now for my dad, just like Ann, just kind of running the funeral home for her dad. So they'd like to, I'll bring it by. Where can I bring it to? And I said, the rag company, drop it on off. We'll make so the video will probably just be, we're just going to clean it. We're going to have some fun with it. I don't think you guys have ever been around a hearse before. Dane, you played a lot in hearses?
What? Played in hearses, no. Been around hearses, certainly.
Well, I'm just saying, spent time actually,
driven one, no.
In and out of a hearse.
Sat inside of one twice, but that's it.
Okay. Yeah. Anthony?
I have no hearse experience, and I honestly don't really want the hearse experience.
You feel like it's going to rub off on you?
No, man, I don't know. I just feel like somebody's going to hitch a ride. They're going to be like, hey, you're pretty cool, man. I'm going to say, please don't follow me home.
A possessed Anthony would
so be if
please don't follow me
this
home.
Might be a good idea or a bad idea, depending on
well, I don't know. Our studio gets haunted, right?
Our studio won't get haunted.
You don't know that, Levi.
I'm serious.
You don't know that because the thing is, you're going to say something in passing like, I welcome the spirits into TRC, right?
You just said it.
And then what's going to happen? Next thing you know, they can come on in.
He's the one that's going to cause it.
And then we're going to continue to get mad at Gabe for moving our stuff around, but he's going to say, guys, I have not moved any of your stuff around. And we're like, Gabe, you're really pissing us off.
I can clean this room a million times, but I cannot cleanse your soul.
Yeah. I don't know, but maybe it could be a good spirit situation where our towels are folded, laundry's done.
It'd be great, honestly.
We're like, this is great. We don't know who that person is, but
Yeah, if we could just get like a spirits laundry service, that would be
I dig it. It's a good idea. So anyway, find out tomorrow if we are haunted or not.
All right, guess
Thursday.
we'll know. If the screen flickers.
The point is, it's just something fun to do, and I just, it's a good deed as I see it, and always, like I said, super fun. Brionicle says, "What's up, guys from the deep south of Los Angeles? It was a great weekend, sipping on some sweet tea on the porch, watching them fireflies.
My guy,
nothing like a warm May evening.
Yeah. This is one of those jokes that's so dumb, and I shouldn't be as bothered by it as I am, but I'm triggered every time.
I know. No, there's just something about that deep south in Los Angeles. I think it's that fresh, if it's that fresh kind of air, right? It's the farm life. It's being able to just,
with some cypress trees.
And enjoy the history, too. Yeah. There's so much history down there.
The cypress trees.
Yeah. Big trees and fresh air, right? It's just... unpolluted
Don't get me wrong.
air.
There's a lot of farmland in California.
You get out on the bayou of L.A.
Yeah, that's what they call it. I mean, there's that place that it's called. I believe it's called Venice. Venice. Yeah, Venice. So what's nice about going down to Venice is that crawfish are alive and well.
Well, that's what the best crawfish come from the Venice.
Yeah, and so you get crawfish down there, fresh crawfish.
Southern
and then
crawfish.
I jump on
That is enough of that.
What are those boats called that have the fans on the back? What's it
fan boat.
Fan boat. Taking the fan boat down the Venice canals. Yeah.
Canals. Good stuff. So, I think that's it for housekeeping, Dane.
I think that's
Well,
it.
all right. Why don't we start off by saying what we did Friday night? Because we were all together for that.
Yeah, we were. Tell them what we did, Dane.
Oh, me? I thought you were going to lead us in. You're always the storyteller
Okay, fine.
here, or Levi.
No,
but
so Friday
I'll just
night-
pepper in details.
Friday night, we were looking to party, right?
Oh, yeah.
Me and Dane have been talking earlier. We had been wanting to see Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, this has been the talk of the town around the TRC office, right? We stand by the water cooler. We talk about what our expectations are, what Marvel movies we're looking forward to next. And Glenn had gone to see it the night before.
Yeah, it took everything
Glenn
trying to explain to her not to tell us.
we said, Glenn,
Yeah.
please stop talking about it. But she continued talking about it. She's like, I don't want to give too much away. But
And then
I mean,
proceeds to,
there
like,
is this
say
scene. And I
a
said,
lot.
Glenn, you're ruining everything for all of us here. And she's like, I'm sorry, but one thing you should probably know.
No,
stop.
Stop talking!
Just stop. And anyway, so she was kind of going off a tangent. So we said, okay, we have to go see this thing, right? And
Sooner than later, so it doesn't get ruined for
initially, it was going to be me, Dane, and Jimmy, right? A.k.a. Uncle Wilkie. So we wanted to say, hey, Jimmy, do you want to come out with us with the boys? We're going to have a good time. He says, no, my friend Ethan told me that the movie was
Said
crap.
it's mid.
And he said it was mid and just not worth seeing.
Problem is, Ethan's not the movie connoisseur.
No.
Apparently, he's a
He's
big
just
Marvel guy, but I took that
he's a
actually as a
young
badge of
child.
positivity because I'm like, oh, a guy who's into all the other Marvel movies didn't like this one. That tells me this one is at least more interesting in some way
right.
than the others,
Yeah.
which, to be fair, I'm going to be that guy.
Dane is a
they start to
professional
get
critic.
a little bit like, here's the Marvel workshop, and we just keep churning out more of the same stuff. Occasionally we let an auteur in, like Taika Waititi does something like Thor Ragnarok, which really stood out and was great. But I'll say I started getting very upset when they fired Edgar Wright from Ant-Man, and I was like, oh no, because he was trying to make an Edgar Wright movie, and they didn't want to have an auteur doing an auteur thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, for what it's worth,
think you mean
Jimmy's friend
director,
Ethan,
not
right,
auteur.
had a Game of Thrones keychain that he wore around his belt loop every single day, even after the season finale. So
Right.
I'm like, I don't think you know what good
Yeah.
good is. And so, with that said, me and Dane purchased our tickets, which would turn into a fiasco later, but we purchased our tickets.
That was dumb.
and we said, all right, there's nobody else that we should probably invite here. Everybody else has families, and everybody else is really busy.
Everybody else is busy.
Like,
you just assumed that.
Honestly, it's just going to be me and Dane, right? So that was kind of the plan. So after work, Dane helped me drop off my CRZ. Then we went from there to my house, and he dropped me off, and he said he was going to come pick me back up, right? That way I could have a drink or two, right? Maybe went out to
There you
dinner.
go.
So roughly by the time I got home, right, Levi gives me a call and says, hey, kind of want to go to this movie with you guys.
Say,
Yeah.
hypothetically.
So what happened? Tell us on your end. Your end
so
of the
on my
story.
end, you guys have been talking about the movie, and I thought that's cool. It'd be fun to go to.
It'd be fun to go to with
And
my
then
friends.
I went.
we don't always
home.
like to invite you. We just assume it ain't going to happen.
Well, what I did first was I gave you guys a massive guilt trip for not inviting me.
yeah, we felt that.
before I left.
Yeah.
and then I left and got home. My wife goes, "How was work?" I was like, "Oh, it was great." Blah blah blah. We're talking. I go, "Yeah, Anthony and Dane are going to go see Doctor Strange tonight." And she goes, "Why aren't you going?" And I said,
They
"I
didn't
didn't
invite me.
I didn't know if I could go." She goes, "Well, did they even invite you?" And I said, "Well, yeah, after I guilt tripped them into it." And she goes, "Okay, well, that's good." And she goes, "You need to go." And I said, "Well, yeah, but you said you wanted to, you had some stuff you wanted to do this weekend." She's like, "Yeah, but I got the whole weekend to do that stuff. Like, why don't you go? This won't make me feel so guilty when I have my night out."
Yeah.
She's like, "'Cause I feel guilty leaving you like that." And I go, "Oh, okay."
it's the
so
first
then
you're
I-
hearing it, though.
So
So,
I'm
it's like, okay.
all right, well, I didn't even know this was an option.
Yeah.
So then I texted the two of you,
The
and I
group
said,
chat.
"So, what times are you guys going?" Asking for a friend.
Yeah.
with
That friend was you.
The eyeballs.
It was you.
Yeah, the eyeball.
It's always
emojis,
the person asking.
looking around. And then Dane said, "Oh, we're going to 835 Eagle Lux Theater." I said, "Okay, cool." So I pull up the thing, and I go, "Oh, crap, it's
There's
reserved
not many
seating."
seats left.
There's like 4 seats left. So I'm like, "All right, where are you guys seated?" And Dane goes, D9 and D10. Not sure, though. Got to double check with Anthony. So that's when I called Anthony and
Because
said,
he ordered them but used my card, and I wasn't able to see it. So I was guessing. I was hoping you were close.
So I got on there, called Anthony. We had to do it, figured it out. I picked the seat right behind you guys. I thought, I'll just be right behind you guys.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was going to be an acre behind you
Yeah.
in these delicious.
There's a whole wall
Delicious.
delicious seats. Oh my gosh.
Was that Lux or
That's
what?
That's Lux.
So then I met them up. I said, "Where are you guys going to be?" They said, "We're going to be eating some dinner."
So what we did was, how this actually happened is I put in the wrong email address for our tickets.
I didn't find that out until much later.
And I did not know that I did that, but like it was a non-existent email address. It was just like a flop on
Did your
my
phone like
on my
auto-populated or something?
Yeah, like it auto-populated, but it was not my correct spelling.
Oh, okay.
So the confirmation email went to some mystery address, right? So I called Dane, and Dane's like, "Well, what are we gonna do? Like,
I'm
what's
like,
our
you
plan?"
used my card.
And I'm like, I
Am
don't
I
know.
getting that money
Probably
back?
just tell them that we bought the tickets, right? So Dane's like, "Well, I'm just gonna go down there to be safe, right?" God bless him. He went down there on his own.
Show up in person.
So then from there, he came and picked me up. We were good on the tickets, and we went to Red Bench Pizza, right, which is a great outdoor, very good, like good vibes.
Yeah,
what I like
nice
to call
little
it,
pizza
right?
joint.
Fun little place.
We got ourselves some Italian nachos. We got ourselves some barbecue spicy wings.
Basically lasagna with chips.
And honestly, we just had great conversations, right? We were asking a bunch of people however many people have internal monologues.
Let's throw this at the audience and ask them. I want to see the responses. I want to see this actually become like a poll in the Rag Company Facebook group. I'm going to ask
do
it in
you
there.
have an
Let's find
internal
out.
monologue? Do you have that voice in your head that sounds like yourself, or you can hear other voices?
No, I'm not talking like going crazy, the voices. We're talking about
No, I wanna
do you
hear
as a
that too.
person
Yeah.
have
have multiple
an internal
personalities. Yes.
monologue that as you go about your day, it's just constantly there in your head as sort of
A guide.
Oh yeah, no, I have
a
that.
guide
Commentary,
of sorts.
telling you what you're doing.
Commentary.
I talk to myself.
Is
Yeah.
that a narcissistic thing? Is that
Possibly.
just a normal
creative
thing? You
thing?
kind of wonder because
Mostly narcissistic, I think.
We were surprised at how many people we asked who said no.
Yeah.
They didn't. And it seemed very strange. We asked our hostess though, and she did not hesitate. She went, "Oh yeah." Like just immediately.
Within a second, yeah, it was pretty crazy. So from
didn't
there,
feel too crazy after
Levi joined us, right? We offered him some food, didn't really want the food, but we walked over to Lux, got ourselves a beverage, right? Got ourselves a little bit of candy, right? A little bit of something to sit down.
Sour Patch Kids.
And pretty cool. I would say that particular theater within Dolby Atmos system.
So a full actual Atmos system, which I liked.
Yeah.
Second, when I walked in, I didn't realize that it was recliners, straight up leather
Power
recliners,
recliners, baby.
powered leather recliners, with a large thing between the rows.
It's literally like a
theater
private
are you
jet
going
tray
to that
table
doesn't
that
have
comes
this?
out
Because this
in
is what
front of
me and Dane experience as
I
being
only
close,
go to Edwards.
as being closer to the Eagle
Right.
area.
Well,
as
we all know Eagle's a
residents
high-end
of Eagle,
part
Idaho.
of town.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
honestly,
Little
you
snooty.
live closer to this area
I do.
than
Yeah.
Dane.
I can ride my
Yeah, I
bike to
moved
that
away from
theater.
So, yeah, you could. So very high-end, very
Separate powered
classy.
headrest as well.
LUXE.
Which is funny because,
Very nice.
Levi, what's your experience with real theaters here in Idaho?
Garbage theater. So, garbage theater.
That was no hesitation there.
Real theater is usually known for a theater that you can just walk into at any time you want.
Yeah.
Never have to show a ticket. You just go in, get your thing. and
Generally
leave.
speaking, for a
Well,
long
yeah.
time, at least when I was in high school and stuff, they were the second run theater.
Well,
where,
it's a dollar theater.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
dollar theater.
where
Always was.
essentially the movies came out months ago, and now they're finally at this theater where
Yeah.
you can see stuff.
But
on
you
the
could
TV.
just walk in. You didn't have to
Yeah.
buy a ticket. You
No,
just
that's
walk
right.
in.
And I love they gave you the really crappy small popcorn like box
Yeah, it was like they
bag
were
things.
making up, like they didn't know how to make.
It was
stuff.
like stale popcorn.
Yeah.
But what I loved too, it was always so freezing cold in those theaters. Like the one on Overland, it was
crank that
ice
AC.
cold, man.
Crank
so
it.
you'd walk in there and you'd have to bring a blanket. But my favorite is that people didn't leave the theater. So they
No.
would go there, and it
Some
might be
people,
like,
like, live
homeless people, like that just wanted to kind of get out.
No,
and
I get it.
They would just go from movie to movie once
Yeah.
they got made it in.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Quadruple
No,
feature.
we used to go there and we'd sneak in burgers,
Yeah.
Oh.
a bunch of small.
How do you
burgers.
sneak in a burger? People are gonna smell.
No, it was a
that.
whole. No, they're real. You could just walk in with a
just
sack
walk in.
of McDonald's cheeseburgers.
And they just look and go, not worth my time.
You just wrap it in your
Just
coat
like, I'm not
and
gonna
walk
stop.
in. Hey, if they did have a ticket holder, you just
Well,
walk past
what
them.
I love too
I never
is,
thought of
is
anything.
not only the
Sorry to
seating,
all
the
the
seating
people that
position
cleaned
too.
that
You are knee
Yeah.
to knee with people
You
in
were,
those
yeah.
theaters. But my
This
favorite,
was delightful.
I
Yeah.
saw
This.
Total opposite.
that Overland not the Overland Real Theaters where I saw the Mist. which was probably the most. Yeah, that was
great ending. Love that ending.
Great movie for the theater.
But anyway, back to the story.
Yeah,
Anyway, back to the
So
story.
I sat down. You guys sat down in your seats. I sat down in my seats. I had an elderly couple sitting next to me with their middle-aged daughter.
Okay.
Sitting, so 3 of them.
And how was that?
And then myself. First off, the mom didn't even know where she was or what movie this was or who was who or what was going on, and kept asking every time someone did anything on the screen, why, who, what is that?
classic-
Why did they do that? Why are her fingers black? Why is that happening? Who's that girl? Why is she here? What kind of power is that? What's her superhero name? What's going on with this? Well, what are those monsters? And then for every jump scare, she screamed.
There were quite a few jump scares in this, but I will say for people,
I was laughing. I hated that they were talking through the whole thing because the daughter kept having to narrate and go like, "Mom, that's Doctor Strange. Mom, that's so and so.
We're not going to spoil anything.
That's it's because of this. Oh, it's because like she had to explain the whole thing, and then the dad kept going, "What the heck? Who are they? What the heck? What's going on? Is this a Star Trek show? What is this movie? Are we watching something? Is this a Star Wars?
No.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? I don't get
that.
this." Like, so the 3 of them were just talking nonstop.
that's brutal.
So I almost pulled. I had my headphones. I almost pulled one out to put in just so I didn't have to hear them on that side. Which would have, but I didn't because I didn't want to ruin the Atmos experience.
Right,
That
yeah.
I was
Can't
that I was
cut into
enjoying.
that.
The guy
could've
next
just
to me was
moved.
totally fine.
Yeah, you could have moved.
we honestly could have added you down by
Yeah.
us after sitting for a while. It was like, it's fine.
Yeah, that's why. But that's the thing. Like I didn't see anybody. I couldn't see you guys.
Well, that
'cause there's
wall behind us did its
wall
job because we did not hear those
full
people
on-
at all.
Yeah, full on wall in front of me. So I didn't even see the tops of your heads.
Oh man.
No, I didn't hear any of that. We were, like I said, we were pretty comfortable. That's the theater. That's my
That's your
theater
hangout.
now.
That's what I
It's your
told
hometown
Carly.
theater.
Like, so you guys are gonna have to maybe venture
Yeah,
out a
that's
little
what we
bit
said.
towards the
So I
evil.
took a picture of the seat for her, and I took a picture of you guys when we were eating that I posted on Facebook, and she
Yeah.
was like, "I want that."
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, "The nachos
No.
or the chair?"
Thing
She's
is,
like, "All of it."
is for you and Carly, right? How you
Yeah.
would time this?
We dropped the kids at my dad's.
You
There
drop
you go.
you drop the kids at your dad's, but then you go to Red Bench, go
Yeah.
and get yourself a nice, delicious thing, eat outdoors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Start your dinner plans there around like 7:30, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bam, you have an 8:00 movie, right? You hit that 8:00 movie, you're out about an hour and a half, 2 hours max, right? Then that ice
Stella's.
cream place will be open. You
Yeah.
make your way over to Stella's. You get
Mm-hmm.
yourself a brownie, a warm brownie with a big scoop of ice cream on the top with some toppings. I think that would be a great date night for you.
As long as nothing happens with my son,
Yeah.
that's the hard part.
Yeah.
That's
So-
that's what you gotta hope.
So anyway,
Anyway, we
but
enjoyed
it was
the
a good
movie.
night. It was a
It
good
was
night.
fun.
We
Yeah.
enjoyed the movie. I think my review of it is I'd give it a solid 7. I don't think it was the best Marvel movie, but I don't think it was bad by any means. I was entertained throughout the entire thing. I thought it was interesting to see the turns they went to. There was a few parts where I wish there would have been a little bit more of I don't know. I wish there would have been a little bit more of certain things.
Yeah.
Without ruining it. The ending was okay, but I'd say it's worth watching. It was worth the $10.
Yeah.
It definitely got your money's worth in there. I think it was a mess, but it was a fun mess. Like it was not a neatly, tied up beginning to end. Like even if it's got complicated plot lines and stuff, I feel like a lot of people didn't know like WandaVision was required viewing before going into it and
wasn't.
stuff like that. You could get away without doing it. You can kind of fill in the blanks in your head as you're
I
watching.
read an article and they said that it stands alone. There was two of them. One hadn't watched WandaVision. One had. They went to the movie together, and
If you're
the guy
watching
who
it-
hadn't seen it talked about all the different things that the guy who watched WandaVision didn't even notice. And didn't even realize
Well,
because he had watched that.
One very
So,
particular plot point
It's a
that people are
different
like,
frame
wait,
rate.
she has blank was something that was all in the show and wasn't
Correct,
in any of the
yes.
previous
Mhm.
movies. So that's
But they
something
explained
where-
it, too,
Yeah,
in
and
the
they
show, so-
explain it in fairness in the movie.
unlike the people next to me who had no idea.
who
what
had
was
no
happening.
idea. But I was going to say, those people's experience wouldn't necessarily be unusual because I'm sure there's a lot of folks who went in going, if they hadn't watched a
So-
lot of previous Marvel movies, they would have watched this and gone,
But
what's
here's
going
that.
on?
Here's that thing. Who is going to this movie?
That's right.
Randomly, without any frame of reference whatsoever.
Think about
I don't
this,
know.
Levi. There are
Was
people,
the daughter the one that chose it, and she's like, "Hey,
Probably.
my parents."
But Levi, think about this. There are people who, without any prior research, any familiarity with any of the properties, they hear, what's the big movie this weekend? And they look and they go, everybody online says it's this thing. Well, I haven't seen the other ones. That's okay. It's a big blockbuster. We're going to go watch it. And then they go and watch it and they're like, what happened? It's like, you wasted your money. But same time, I get it. But there are people like that. I've seen it time and time again.
Well,
but I will say,
I agree. And that's why John Wick 2 is so bad.
I will never forgive
bad
you
movie.
for not seeing the first John Wick first and just watching the second one, let alone on an airplane.
Yeah.
You ruined it for yourself,
We'll try it again here in a couple weeks, Dane. I'll try to rewatch John Wick 2.
Great movie. The
Actually,
first one stands alone.
Okay, I'll jump into number 3 and I'll give number 3 a shot. I refuse to watch number 1.
These guys just want to watch me have an aneurysm, I swear.
So, anyways, jump into weekends. Levi, what did you do this weekend?
So I went home. My sister-in-law and brother-in-law had come over to watch a movie with my wife, so I got there right at the end of 16 Candles. That's what they were watching up in the theater. And then
Good old John Hughes.
Saturday picked up a car. Went down to the house to pick up a car. That's the lady that I always do. She's the vice president of the hospital, St. Al's.
Which car is this?
She's got all the Lexuses.
Ah, okay.
So
Cut us a deal on some.
So I did her new Lexus NX 200H or 300H.
Oh, little
Very
NX.
cool little
Okay.
car. I actually really liked it. I was like, this is pretty rad.
It's like a 3/4 size RX.
Very tiny,
Pointier.
But so detailed that. Then took Augie to a birthday party. Augie and Hadley had birthday parties this weekend. 2 different kids. Back to back, same time.
Wow.
So Augie and I walked to one of the birthdays because it was in our neighborhood. So we just walked down the street to the party. And while we were there, they invited a bunch of parents. So it was kind of a nice way to meet some of Augie's friends' parents and stuff. Hey, nice. So I thought that was kind of fun. Got to meet some parents. And then the other thing was they had a magician.
Another one.
So this is
Don't
the second
hear about
time
many magicians at
seeing a
parties
magician at a
anymore,
kid's birthday. This guy much different than the last magician I saw at the beginning of April.
Yeah.
You see more, I think, than most people.
Well,
do.
I've seen him month, less than 6 weeks apart from each other.
Kind of interesting.
So this one was named Mr. X.
Oh,
He was about 70 years old.
Okay.
not what I
Okay,
picture
good
for
magician.
Mr. X, but
Good magician.
As good as me.
I think you'd make a great magician.
Thank you.
Honestly.
Thank you.
All right.
not posting that.
So anyway, basically, the magician's major power was really cool.
Yeah.
He had a trick where he went to the Ye Olde Curiosity Shop in Seattle, bought a Rubik's Cube that was all mixed up inside a bottle, right? Set the bottle on a box, right? Then he handed out a Rubik's Cube that I got to touch, and I adjusted and changed it around, played with it, handed it to another gal. She adjusted it, played around, handed it to her husband, went around. So we're passing it around, right? All of us are messing with it. He's got one on his thing. He's messing around, handed it to the kids. They're messing around with it. He goes, all right, I need a person to come up here. Now that he had, and the gal that was the last to hold it, she walked up. He goes, put it behind your back. She puts it behind her back. He puts his behind his back. He goes, just say stop. I want you to start arranging it, and then you say when we stop. And so they're both arranging it. She says stop. He goes, all right, pull it forward. They both pull out their Rubik's Cubes. They look different. He goes, can you turn yours just a couple more times? She turns it. Same pattern on both. Same pattern. All 6 sides, same pattern.
Wow.
Identicals. Then he goes, hey, look what's in the bottle over there. Same pattern. All 6 sides that's in the bottle.
oh.
Then he pulls the bottle off, opens a box, pulls out like this massive child's Rubik's Cube. Same pattern as what she has and what he has. And that's what I was like, what kind of devilry sorcery is this?
Yeah.
Because I touched that thing and I mixed it up and I was even looking at it trying to figure out
out what makes this weird, or where's he got a mirror placed, or
well, no, I was like trying to get it. I was gonna like solve it. Like I was like, mess around with it. So
Wow.
that was cool. The rest of his jokes or his tricks, he
I was going to say, any jokes that guy had are probably
the jokes were very funny,
outdated.
but he's a corporate magician, so we could hire him for a rag company event one day, which I think would be kind of fun.
Okay,
Maybe we need to talk to your parents about getting a magician here.
How long has he been doing it for?
I don't know, but he's an older band, so I'm sure he's been doing it for quite a bit.
I'd like to get a massage therapist in here before a magician personally.
We could do that too.
Like a 15-minute chair massage for everybody.
Yeah.
Dane, you would like that.
Sure.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was very funny that we did that. So then massive hailstorm.
Yeah.
Thunder, lightning, hailstorm, because people go, all right, let's go out to the back patio. We got cake, and we're going to open presents. So we go out, back out of the garage to their back patio. Kaboom, kaboom.
Yeah, that was.
And then just hail.
Something.
Wow.
Just dumps. Thankfully, they had a covered spot, so it was fine. Carly called. She had just picked up Hadley from her party. She's like, do I need to come get you? And I said, well, they're still opening presents. And all that. About 10 minutes later, I called her, said, come grab us. Hadley had a great time at hers. She had a bounce house, face painter, pinatas. It's the folks that own Split Rail Winery, so it was a fun party for their son, one of Hadley's best friends, and then so that was it. And then I worked on the NX throughout that Saturday.
Yeah.
Worked on it, and then Sunday finished it up. Sunday though was very light, easy. It was Mother's Day.
Yeah.
So woke up. I went and got flowers early for my mother and my mother-in-law. Mm-hmm. So got their flowers, got some cards, and then came home, made breakfast for the family. Had the kids take in Carly's gift and a signed card that we had gotten.
Nice.
So Carly was very excited about her gift. I'd gotten her a new purse, and it's a backpack. And then we kind of just spent the day. I told Carly, you do what you want. She said, I want to sleep. I said, all right. Close the door, let her sleep all day.
Yeah.
However, at 1 o'clock, she had to get up, take a shower, all that stuff, because we had a lunch date at Cracker Barrel.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
And I called ahead to see if I could get reservations, and they said, sir, this is Cracker Barrel. We don't take reservations. And I said,
I saw Cracker Barrel this weekend. That place was.
This is I don't know if you know who I am. This is Levi Gates. I proposed to my
I
wife
basically
in the
lived
parking
there.
lot of Cracker Barrel 16 years ago. It's Mother's Day, and I'd like to take her there. I also have my mother-in-law and my mom with me, and this is highly imperative. Mm-hmm. And the girl goes, well, I can't tell you it's a 20-minute wait. And I said, well, that's fine. We'll be there in about 20 minutes. Put my name down. She goes, I can't do that. And I said, okay, bye, and hung up the phone.
Shay, I'm Levi Gates. That's your shine.
That name means nothing to me.
Well, we got there, and my mom was like, hey, good news, I put our name down under you. And I said, oh, perfect. So I walk up to the kid, I go, so what's the time on there? And the kid goes, what's your name? I said, Levi Gates. He goes, 35 minutes. And I said, oh, about 10 minutes ago I called, and the gal said it was 20. And he goes, yeah, there's been some people that showed up.
Yeah, some people showed up between the
like,
time you called and the time you got here.
Awesome. Well, anyway.
So what do you
Also,
do to
they
kill
saw
the
your name
time?
and they pushed
Shop
it
for
back.
some trinkets.
Shop some trinkets.
Yeah. That's the best way
Augie
to
and
do it.
Hadley came away with a pair of knives.
Wow.
From which they could stab each other because they're prop knives.
Oh, okay.
I had to tell Augie to stop stabbing his cat with it because that's
God.
just not, you just don't need to do that so much.
If there's one thing
he
to
said
get
he really
that
likes
child,
it though. I said,
a knife is not it.
I don't think he likes it that much. So it was funny to watch. The kids were doing that. Hadley got a little cat that like barks and then somersaults. And then Augie got a hamster, a robot hamster that he puts inside a ball.
Why
so
does
it
the
acts
cat
like
bark?
a real hamster. Dane, remember those toys where the dog would
I
bark and
know.
it would flip?
And it
it's
does
a cat. Yeah. Yeah,
And then it
it's a
flip-
cat. That's what she got. So my
But
children talked to my
doesn't meow.
moms, my mother-in-law and my mom, to buying them toys on Mother's Day because that's the kind of kids they are, grandkids.
Good kids.
But it was good. So we had that, and then came home. Carly went back to sleep. I'm back into bed. I shut the door, said, "Don't you bother your mom, or I'll make you sleep in the shed. It's supposed to snow tonight." And then I finished up the other car, or the Lexus. Drove it, dropped it off. I hit a microburst when I was driving, so I had to dry it off. Thankfully, I had a towel on me.
Yeah.
Dried it all off, and then we spent the evening playing Monopoly, me and the kids, Simpsons Monopoly, and then just kind of chilled out. All in all, not too bad. Woke up to snow this morning. Wasn't excited about that, but
A lot of it, too.
Yeah.
Not just a little.
what'd you guys do?
What about you, Anthony? What went on?
Dane, you tell me about yours.
And you're always going last,
I
but
know.
all right, I'll throw it in there.
going
So,
last.
I just wanted to add on Friday's movie night with Doctor Strange, if you like Sam Raimi, there's more Sam Raimi elements in that movie than you might expect. I was happy to see a lot of callbacks. And, of course, Bruce Campbell always finds his way into his movies, so that's fun, too.
Yeah. The old lady goes, oh, he's from Burn Notice.
Oh, no.
Which guy?
That's what she remembered.
And I said, oh, that's not...
Which guy?
That's an interesting call. Bruce Campbell. He was the hot dog, hot dog papa guy.
That he sprayed him with the mustard and made him punch himself.
Yeah, that was a callback to Evil Dead. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, fun. But as far as that went, that was a good time. Really enjoyed hanging out with you guys. That was great. And then on Saturday morning, I had, after this whole week where they've been doing the tile up in the bathroom upstairs the restoration company's been working. The guy who runs the company, I mean, this guy has been going above and beyond. Really, kudos to him because he came in all weekend and worked upstairs when his company was set to work on Friday and Monday, but he saw some stuff that he wanted to get right where the tiles weren't cut just right, so he wanted to redo it all, and so he redid it all.
Holy crap.
And he's just doing it. So I want to give a big shout to that guy because that guy Tony has been amazing at
Tony. Hopefully you're listening. Dane's letting you
with
Pursuit Restoration. That's his company.
That's a company outside redoing the offices.
Yeah, they're building offices now over here. So guy's really gone above and beyond. So kudos to Tony. But yeah. Basically, my weekend was spent outside with family and everything. Of course, he was basically there until 9 o'clock at night, both on Saturday and Sunday. So he was very busy doing all that, going outside in the rain and the hail to cut tiles with his wet saw out there, which was extra wet because obviously it was raining and hailing a lot and stuff. So that was exciting. But anyway, on Saturday, had a pretty chill day, just doing things around the house, nothing too crazy. But there was a point. Was Saturday the day it hailed? It was, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I remember it started hailing, and I had the Jag out from under cover, and then I had to panic park it in there. But he was using his wet saw under the deck, so I had to work out there, and I got dumped on because apparently my deck likes to concentrate the water in one spot and then bring it down like a waterfall. Oh. Kind of a foot away from the wall of the house. It all just seems to lean right in this one spot and it just dumps. And of course that's where my door was that I had to get out. So that was super exciting and fun. So a lot of fun getting to know the quirks of the house, as it were. But it's a good time. Outside of that, though, enjoyed Doctor Strange. And then on Sunday, my brother and I kind of hatched a little plan for Mother's Day to, we didn't tell my mom or dad about any of this stuff until right up until the last minute. And
so
my mom
did you take the van and kidnap your parents? Or
not exactly. I just basically got my dad roped in on it on Saturday night of what we would do for Sunday morning. And the idea was basically using the Poppy Seed Bakery down the hill from my house to essentially cater our breakfast for our mom. And then we were going to have it at my house because she keeps wanting to come over to my house, and we haven't done a lot of stuff with family or anything there. Yeah. So it kind of caught a moment where it was actually sunny outside briefly.
Yeah, it was pretty in the morning.
It was a nice little morning, so we used that to capture the view and all that. And she was super happy. My brother and I, we got a card, flowers, all that nice stuff for her. But hooked her up with some amazing pastries from that place, including they had these kiwi coconut bites that looked amazing. But among other things strawberry cheesecake danishes, all that kind of stuff, just good things. Yeah, delicious.
That's a treat I've never heard of. Strawberry cheesecake Dane-ish. Yeah, very nice. I like that. So that was nice. And my Aunt May joined us because Kelly's out of town, so May was hanging out with them. But basically, it was just kind of a fun way to spend the morning, get together, and just have small talk, chat, and everything, and just catch up with folks. And then I kind of threw out the idea because Liz and I had wanted to see Everything Everywhere All at Once, the movie, and aside from May, no one else there was even familiar with it remotely because it's it's an indie movie. It's small, but it's it's on the verge of getting into the mainstream where it's an A24 movie, so it's one of those that'll jump out. And you showed me the trailer for it a month ago, Love A24
2 months ago,
stuff.
Something like that. Yeah.
That one did Midsommar.
Yeah. So basically, I saw that trailer and went, oh my God, that movie looks really cool. I want to see that. Well, I didn't realize what a good fit for Mother's Day it would actually be.
Perfect, right?
Yeah. But it actually wound up perfect, which also, after watching Doctor Strange, I realized why they released that on Mother's Day weekend, too. It's like, I see what's going on. But no, Everything Everywhere All at Once. That one hit me, though, so hard. And my mom loved it, which, if you don't know anything going in, and they didn't, woof.
I loved your text about your dad literally trying to stop you from going to this movie by saying, are you sure, Dane, this isn't a Dane movie?
They were asking, like, is this a Dane movie? Because it's not a mainstream blockbuster. Everybody knows it. Oh, everybody's talking about it. No, it's not a Top Gun. It's not another Marvel movie. It's not another whatever. It's a smaller movie at a $25 million budget, which is still a lot of money if you don't have $25 million. But point remains, it was a fantastic movie, and after watching it just once...
Did you guys go to the Eagle Lux Cinema and listen to it in Atmos?
We actually went to Regal to see it. So that was where it was playing, was the Flicks and Regal, and the time that worked out for us was over at the Regal. But I can't say this... I don't say it lightly. That was one of the absolute best movies I've ever seen in my life. Period. Bar none.
Wow.
Absolutely.
New top leader on Dane's top 10.
Very best I've ever seen. Like, my favorite movie of all time, and this is very subjective. Again, everybody's got their favorites.
We all know.
My favorite's Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou.
Oh,
and then I've got
Mr.
Crank,
Megorium's,
and I've got Brazil.
Yeah, that's what
I have a very
say.
strange...
Mr. Magoo's Emporium of Mandalorian.
Yeah. Wonderium Emporium.
No, but this movie is now firmly... in my top 5, if not my top 3. It rotates,
fully
but
loaded.
Oh my God.
Okay, what's your top 3 then right now?
So it's between Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, the first Crank, and the movie Brazil. And basically,
I don't even know the movie Brazil. I would say Life Aquatic's one of my tops as well. If not top 5, top 3.
Brazil is a Terry Gilliam movie from the 80s.
Okay.
And it's kind of a dystopian kind of like future thing. It's very interesting if you haven't seen it. But... oh my God, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I can't say enough great things about it, but the story, like when you watch the trailer, you think, oh, it's going to be an action movie. And I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but it has so much heart. And it hits all these really, really interesting story beats that make you think, oh, this is the moral of the story they're going with. And then they flip it and they go counter to that. And then they make equally as good a case for maybe more of a nihilistic take on things, and then they kind of switch it around again. And it's this cool back and forth tug of war between ideas, and it ends up being such a beautiful movie. Yeah. I mean, I laughed my butt off, and my mom was laughing so hard. We were crying, we were laughing so hard, and then we were actually crying at other parts. I did not expect to have such a field trip of a movie, but that one hit so hard. And I can't stress enough, like, if you have never heard of this thing and you watch the trailer and like, it looks kind of cool, but I don't know. It's like, just, if you have even a remotely open mind, go and watch it. And if you're easily offended by certain things, you may find it a little bit off-putting in some parts. But I tell you, the story is one of the most beautiful, well-told stories I've seen that took something that could have been so easy to mess up and so complicated and so convoluted, and it turned it into something beautiful and just perfectly presented. It was so good.
Wow. Nice.
So, yeah, I really, really, really mean it when I say that is absolutely one of the best things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And if people don't know, it's directed by the Daniels, who also did Swiss Army Man, which was very much a polarizing movie in its own way. But, like, this is not like that movie. It's a totally different kind of thing. So if you didn't like that, don't let that, make you judge this one. Just check it out. If you're not sure, give it a shot. It's worth it. And support small movies so that they do more stuff like this. Anyway, that's my big spiel. But of course, we had a wonderful Mother's Day. Everybody's happy. And my mom was super excited that my brother and I actually planned something. Because, she wants to make sure that, hey, you're thinking about humans. Me. Obviously, love my mom. So I want to make sure we show the support and everything. And it was just spending the time talking with her, spending the day. It was really lovely. So had a good time doing that. And then the rest of Sunday was just spent mostly listening to Tony upstairs using the saw to cut tiles. So
relaxing.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So that was pretty much it. But yeah, just dodging the storms and then waking up to the snow this morning was more snow than I expected.
Yeah.
It was a lot. Anyway, Anthony, how was your Mother's Day weekend?
Oh, thanks for asking, Dane. Gosh, trying to wake up right now. I'm tired. I am. I don't know why. I'm so tired today, but I definitely am feeling pretty pretty lethargic. So Friday night, we went out to the movie. Saturday, I wanted to get a lot more stuff done this weekend. I kind of was like, I had a plan for everything. I capped off my sprinklers in my front yard on one section because I'm going to kill off that grass. I'm going to rock it. And I was thinking, I want to get into the yard mood, right? And I was trying to get into it on a Saturday because we had breaks in the weather. It was sunny, then it was bad, then it was sunny, then it was bad.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird day. But during those good times, went out to Lowe's and went, kind of perusing the area. And the thing was, is I went there to pick up some sandpaper. I went there to pick up some random things for some projects that Katie and I were going to be doing for Mother's Day stuff. But I started perusing around, and then I thought to myself, things that I could use around the house. I need a hand shovel, right? What happened to my hand shovel? Who knows? I lost it at some point, right? It's an easy fix, right? Easy buy. Well, then while I was over there, I was kind of walking down the aisle, and I look over, and out of the corner of my eye, I see the Ego logo, right? Ooh. Now, nothing excites me more than seeing the Ego logo, right? Because all I think of is that power, right? That wind force that my blower creates, with that 530 CFM, just powerhouse, right?
A lot of blowing power.
Right? And I was like, I'll just kind of go through the Ego lineup of things and, see if there's anything I need, right? Well, I walk over to the grass trimmers, right? Weed eaters, grass trimmers, and I'm looking at these things, and first thing that catches my eye, right? Carbon fiber shaft.
Yeah, Black & Decker.
And I go, carbon fiber shaft. I'm like,
that's serious business right there.
This thing's pretty nice, man. So
I
pick this thing up. I'm looking at it. It's like a nice flat carbon, beautiful, little bit of flexibility into it, but just something that's extremely strong. Start looking at it. I go, man, my weed eater, I've had it for 10 years. It's a Troy-built 2-cycle, right? Mm-hmm. Thing screams.
You mix the gas and the oil together?
Yep, mix the gas and oil together. Have to prime it, pump it 10
Dane
times.
needs that.
Give it a couple of rips, right? Mm-hmm. In that second setting, it kind of gets started, and then I gas it one more time. The thing just wakes up. It's like bam, 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 bam.
And you can rev it up too.
Yeah, bouncing off the rev limiter. I'm like, dang, this thing is awesome, right? But I've had it for 10 years. It's done a good job. Thing is, I'm a pretty big guy.
Right.
Right.
We all know that.
6'1", right?
Yeah.
Maybe not as big as some other people.
Well, when a big guy walks in looking for a carbon fiber shaft, everybody knows,
well,
what's going on in that
my
town.
current weed eater, it's 10 years old. It still runs fine, but I know I could probably sell it since it runs so well. And we got the logo again. That was
cool.
Fun. So anyway,
just make sure you're awake.
But I have a curved shaft right now currently, right?
Oh, dear.
So the thing is,
it can be good and bad depending on what you're working with.
Yeah, gas powered curved shaft.
Everybody's different.
If I was shorter, the curved shaft would make more sense.
Right. It helps,
right?
Helps in the tight
because
twisting.
It's an ergonomic thing to have the curve, right? I like a straight shaft.
Well, it gets in the right spots.
I'm too big for the curve.
Right.
Right?
You need
Meaning
a straight
that I
shaft.
have to hunch over anyways if I'm using that curved shaft. And they made it for ergonomic purposes, but just give me that long straight shaft. Give me because I want the length.
You just want it long.
I want the length, right? And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, you know what? The cost of a battery, literally, the cost of a new Ego battery.
Yeah.
Do you know how much an Ego battery costs?
Like $200.
Like $150 to $250 for the battery, man. And I'm like, okay, well, this basically, I already have a battery. All I really need is the trimmer, right? So I'm like, sweet, right? So I ended up picking up the trimmer because, again, getting the cost of everything else would just be crazy. So I got it, took it home, and I helped Katie with some stuff first. So what we needed to do first was she had to, we were making like stone pavers and putting Lucy's footprint in it, and then giving those out as Mother's Day gifts, right? And we're also, Katie also had painted some like some flower vases, whatever you want to call it, flower pots, and that we were also going to be putting her handprint on, right? It's just like a homemade thing.
It's a thing you do when you have a child for the first time.
And what I didn't realize was how much of a pain that was going to be, right? When you have a baby and you're trying to dip her foot in concrete, she wants to curl her toes or smash her foot down.
You're trying to lower it gently, and that muscle just
and then it just
I'm lowering her, and Katie's trying to guide her foot, but it's just the reaction, the reflex of hitting cold pavement concrete. And
It just ends up scooping it all up.
so I had to pick up that baby.
Oh, no.
And bring her back. Wash her feet off in the sink. Bring her back to the garage. Wash her sink. Wash her feet off. Back to the garage. We did it over 20 times.
So you would have had a utility sink.
Over 20.
So we're going to use this baby like a postage stamp. Just
And the 3 that we did get, good enough, right? So after that, I was like, okay, I'm kind of over this. She's over this. I'm like, Katie, I don't want to do this anymore. She's like, well, we have to do the handprints now. So then we painted her hand, right? Got her ready for her to put her hand. What did she do? We put it right up to that pot, drags her hand down.
Right, yeah.
Right? And it was already a painted pot. We can't redo it. We had to paint over it. And so we said, that's good enough, right?
Right.
So after that, I was like,
think of the memories. When you're going to see that, you're going to think about how hard that day was.
I know.
Wow.
But then I looked at, but then I told Kate, I said, I
great.
think that's enough family time for today. I need a break. So I ended up assembling the carbon fiber shaft, right? I will say,
it's always nice to have a little time alone with your shaft.
dude,
Right?
that thing is well built. Seriously, that ego, the whole thing is just super well put together. Screwed it all in, got everything set up, got my little blocker thing on there. The feel of that machine, I'm going to do some serious edging with that shaft. Seriously.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
No, I mean,
You're going to be edging all over the neighborhood.
Dean, can you put yourself together, please? Gosh.
Just think of you're going to be able to
I
do it
didn't
across
see
the
that one
street. You're going to be able to edge across the street
Dude.
in the neighbor's yard.
No, I'm telling you.
You're going to be able to go.
Well, I started it
because
up.
you're going to be wireless.
And I was like, holy crap, this thing has some power, man.
Yeah.
Not only does that power, but the thing is that shaft, you can feed in new string to it, right?
Oh, in the shaft?
It's a self-fed shaft, right? So basically, you put in the string, it helps wind it up for you, right? So it winds it up. Because what's the hardest part about a trimmer? It's always the cartridges. It's always the string. 'Cause
Yeah,
you think,
they suck.
You're
They're
like,
pain.
you're like, I have to
Don't
either
like 'em.
hand wind this or I have to figure this out. No. You insert it into the shaft, right? You press the button on it, and it just winds it up for
feeds
you. All part of the function of it, right?
Wow.
The thing is I don't do a lot of edging. I mean, I edge probably once every 2 weeks, right? But I'm thinking
You're going to edge every 2 weeks.
I'm probably gonna edge every day, dude.
I can see that.
Seriously.
Well, it'll help with your grass growing.
Yeah,
It'll
yeah.
train the grass the way
Well,
you do, especially if you're edging every day.
Quiet. It's so quiet.
Well, that way no one knows that you're edging.
Yeah. Like I can edge at midnight, and nobody's gonna
Out
know
in the
what's
yard,
happening.
front yard.
So
You're right.
anyway, so front and backyard, man. I'm just going to, I'm gonna just get after it. So really excited for it. Katie was like, She's like, what'd you get? I'm like, trust me, my last edger.
Well, she'll benefit from the edging.
I'm like, I edged for 10 years with that last one, right?
Right.
With a curved shaft, right?
Right. Now, straight shaft edging.
This needs to stop.
I'm looking forward to another 10 years.
I'm calling the police.
At least, right?
Yeah, right.
But so I have my curved shaft for sale. Hopefully, you can go to a good home secondhand.
It's still good for edging.
Right, secondhand edgers, right?
Yeah.
Not a bad thing. Yeah. So
Secondhand edging can be a good time too.
yep. So I have that. Sorry, this is bad.
Continue.
I can't because I'm trying to have a serious conversation here. I just don't. I can call
Yeah,
it
sure
trimmer.
seems like it. I mean, Scott here.
Anyways, from there though, I let rest of the day on Saturday. I think
Okay.
I kind of just.
A day of rest.
It was just kind of a day of rest. After that, I was just exhausted, just doing the baby stuff.
Well, yeah, a lot of
Seriously.
edging in the baby.
We're not going back there.
I was just kind of over it. But I wanted to do some detailing stuff. I wanted to get some of that stuff going. I just didn't. There's just the weather, man. Had no motivation to go out and do any of that. But I did play some racing simulator. Did do some stuff around the house. Vacuum broke. Right.
Oh no.
Got to take that back to Costco or figure out if I can fix it. It was a shark vacuum. Yeah. I praised it here on this podcast.
Is it like a stick vacuum?
It's.
I'll take it if you don't want it.
You already have my Dyson, but
He's just
this
picking
is
up
the
all
one
the
that
second hand.
sitting in my garage.
Well, the
That's a secondhand vacuuming.
Yeah.
So the Shark Vac is the one that actually cuts the hair as it's going, right? It's got the little blades in it.
Don't stick your finger in there. Yikes.
And I don't know, my mother-in-law was using it, and she said like it literally just stopped working.
Yeah,
so
she probably sucked up a baby sock or something.
probably gonna have to take a trip to Costco or something. So that stopped working, so I need to fix that. But I also have other plans around the house. I'm telling you, as the weather gets nicer, my want to do other things outside of the house increases dramatically.
Of course.
But I find that my house starts falling apart much faster. Like the messes get bigger, things get put off.
That's just gonna happen.
And
That's
I'm
life.
like, how do I?
Life
Just wait till
with
your
a
child gets older, and then you guys add a second child.
Dude, just laundry
Two
for
dogs
another
and a
baby.
child.
I'm like,
Oh,
how,
no.
like, how does she go through so many clothes, right?
So Carly was doing laundry the other day.
Yeah.
She asked Augie, "Hey, come pick up this pile I have ready for you of folded clothes and go put them in your thing." And he snapped at her, and he's like, "You guys make me do all this stuff. This is the worst." My wife started crying
Yeah.
and goes, "Come pick up your stuff right now." And Augie, as soon as he saw his mom crying, as she's sitting in front of a pile of laundry she's folding, I had already folded all my stuff and put it away.
gosh.
But I was helping her give it to the kids. Augie realized, oh, I said the wrong words. And she goes, you lead such a charmed life, and I don't ever ask you to do anything, and you get so much given to you, more than I ever got or more than your dad ever got. You need to come over here and grab these clothes right now. And he's like, oh, sorry.
This is like a bare minimum thing. Oh, don't you cry.
No,
to
it
me.
just gets to a point. Like you're
Well,
just
she's
starting.
6 months old, so
You're just starting. You're good.
yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Enjoy
fine.
it.
Yeah, no.
You won't have a sassy.
Don't feel
borderline
bad, but
teenager
be
till
ready.
later.
Know that
Fine.
vision that life is going to get a little bit more difficult, a little more rocky. You're going to want to leave the house more. You know,
Go out for milk.
Maybe go out for milk and never come back.
no, I'm just saying that it's
Levi's
never going to
like-
get better.
Some people
Let's put it
call
that
it. Some people call it night drives. They call it looking for a friend, right? Some people call it cruising.
After a hard day of edging the yard, you know.
So So that's kind of been around the house. But I want to clean the windows, as you guys know. I do have
Yeah.
a background in professional window cleaning.
Mhm.
Have I talked about that ever? Does people know
Well,
that?
you're the son
I
of a
used
window
to-
I
cleaner.
think some of
some people know I used to do
old
professional
heads
window
know
cleaning.
it, but I don't know.
Which
about
is
it.
funny
Passed
because
down.
I don't mind window cleaning, but I hate auto detailing window. I hate glass on windows.
different. Yeah.
But I like it in houses. I actually find it quite relaxing. Seriously, it's pretty nice. So I need to go around, do my house, pop the screens out, give them all a wipe down. It's just this weather with the rain blowing
I
sideways.
need to have my
there's no
windows
point.
professionally cleaned.
So
at
you
my
could hire
house.
me if you would like.
Yeah, maybe I'll hire you to work on mine.
Yeah,
That could be
but
interesting.
I don't want to do yours, Dane.
Mine are also very high up. I need the ladder.
Yeah, yeah.
So from there on Sunday, Sunday was the big day, man. I was just so exhausted. We woke up in the morning. It was Mother's Day. Went and got Katie some breakfast, and she went to McDonald's, of course, her favorite.
like my wife.
Chicken McGriddle, right?
Oh, okay.
And then after that, came back home, and we had to start getting ready for the day. I think I did something else. I think I had like an hour to myself that I can't remember. But from there, we had the baby ready, went over to Katie's grandparents' house for about 6 hours or so, and we played a variety of games of chance and skill, right? My favorite thing that they do. This is my favorite game.
Right.
They will play board games for 5 hours in a row, right? They know I can't sit for that long. So they have some outdoor activities for me that I personally love.
And a bocce ball.
No, it's called the Bottle Hunt, right?
Oh.
We were celebrating both Easter, Mother's Day, and Katie's great-grandmother's birthday, who just turned 98 years old.
Whoa.
So congratulations, Doreen. You
Wow.
are going to outlive us all.
That's a champ right there.
But they have a bottle hunt, right? It's like Easter, right? But they take about 60 to 70 bottles and hide them all over their giant front yard, and we go on a hunt for them. It's the best. And so it's beer, it's soda, and it's like seltzers and things like that, right? So all the adults and all the kids are all running around like crazy to find all these drinks. And so they got really good. They're getting good at hiding them, man. I mean, we're like digging and grass piles, leaf piles, like it's crazy. So we did that. Highly recommend it if you're looking for a fun thing for adults to do, or even like teenagers to younger 20-year-olds.
Get some beer.
Get some alcohol, hide it around a yard, man. People love it. It's a fun thing.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then they have another game where you throw a hula hoop over a balloon that's kind of like in the grass that's kind of floating. You throw the hula hoop over the top of that. And Katie's grandma goes and gets a bunch of prizes and then has a prize box. And we all get to go pick out our prizes. Yeah. So I got some cool things this year, I think. I scored pretty good. But we do that. It's a great time. So from there, that's when we went back home, had to let the dogs out, go back to my parents' house, spend another couple hours there, ate more food. I ate a bunch of food yesterday. I think that's why I feel so bad today. And overall, good Mother's Day. Like, everybody loved their gifts, right? We had those beautiful pavers that they can put in their yard, and then the idea is that, you know, we started with her like left or right foot, then next year we'll do her other foot, then next year we'll do her other foot until it kind of like it creates a stepping stone path.
That's cute.
For just her. And I feel bad because I'm like, if we have another kid, it's like a whole other set of pavers we're gonna have to figure out what to do
it'd be
with.
a patio
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah.
You just start adding,
patios.
more
You don't need
parts.
grass, just a bunch of these pavers everywhere. So, yeah, good weekend. Just kind of tired.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just
The other
tired.
thing you could do, mugs
Yeah.
and mouse pads.
Mugs and mouse pads.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put Lucy's picture on them like we did with Hadley.
Yeah.
Much
Okay.
easier.
Okay.
That
You know,
is
especially if
an
your
easy
parents
one
are
to
still
do.
working or maybe they have a home office.
Yep.
I feel
You get a
like the
mouse
mug
pad.
is going to outlive the mouse pad.
The mug does outlive the mouse pad.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's still great.
But the mouse pad's a perfect place to just have a
Yeah.
nice little print.
But the mug's nice. My dad takes the mug. He likes to drink his morning coffee out of it. Takes it he's got one in the motorhome as well. That way they've got that. But
Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, I guess that's it, man. Most exciting thing was Bottle Hunt, Mother's Day, right?
All right.
And so happy Mother's Day, late Mother's Day to everybody that's
Yeah.
a mother that potentially watches this. Sorry for all the edging talk. But I am pumped.
It's a lot of yard work.
I
Yeah,
am.
people
I
get
am.
yard work tired of all
I've
that.
never been so jacked.
Yeah,
Seriously,
to edge.
on this edger. Like I am beyond pumped, and I gave it like a quick test run. Right.
All right. A
Dude.
quick edge. Quick test
Dude.
edge.
Levi, I'm not kidding. You should probably look into buying one. Dane, you should look into unless you want to buy my gas one from me. That's an option as well.
Oh, no, that's on
I think
you.
Dane needs the gas option because he's going to be hiking up those cliffs, and his area is going to need some power, gas power.
Yeah. I'm just excited. I want to get my yard looking good this year. I've been in that house for almost 2 years now. Haven't touched the yard. I mean, other than just maintaining it. But I'd like to make it look a little bit
fairness,
nicer.
it was a new construction home. Nobody had lived in it prior, and the whole thing was basically set from the start to be a particular way. So you didn't have to do a lot with it initially.
Yeah, but I'd like to add a little bit more pizzazz to it. So we have Bearded Hunter says there's still a mouse pad floating around with a baby bearded hunter on it, dressed up as a firefighter.
It's the kind of thing that just lives on.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Glad to hear yours lived that long.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, Dane.
Dane destroys his.
I think we all need to go eat now. I think we're all tired.
Okay.
Take us away.
So, my notes for everybody watching this right now. I want you, if you haven't already, click like on this video. Make sure you subscribe to the Rag Company podcast channel, which is where we do the podcast every week. But also, if you haven't, please click like on the latest Q&A over on the main channel. And I would say head over to Facebook, where we have one of us is going to be posting the question, do you have an inner monologue? We want to know. So over in the Facebook group, if somebody could get that started, if they don't in the next 5-10 minutes, I'll do it myself, get the party rolling, and we'll all just see with a poll where people are at. I'm very curious to know where people's thoughts are at. And if you've seen either of the movies we talked about today, tell us what you thought. No spoilers for anybody. We don't want to ruin it for anybody, but if you want to talk about it, feel free to throw that out in the Facebook Rag Company group as well. We have fun there. So, with all that said, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and from all of us here, happy belated Mother's Day.
And don't
Take care.
forget, we are going to be at the Rag Company Europe May 30th for a meet and greet, snacks, drinks, all that good stuff. Come hang out with us at the Rag Company EU OCC car care.
Where is that, Levi?
When?
Where?
Opelstraat, Hengelo, Netherlands.
Boom.
Unit 10. We're
There
going to
you
be
go.
there. Come see us May 30th.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thank you so much. We'll see you later.
See ya.